Commander Zephys adjusted her crystalline sensory array, the bioluminescent patches along her elongated skull flickering with confusion. The readings on her tactical display couldn't be right. After 3 decades patrolling the outer rim of Galactic Sector 7, she had encountered every known species in the Confederation, the silicon-based quarry, the gaseous veil dancers, even the enigmatic voidwalkers who existed partially in subspace. But this signature was unlike anything in the xenobiological databases. Tactical Officer Nex, she called to her subordinate, her voice resonating through the bioneural network that connected the crew of the living ship Harmony's Edge. Run a full spectral analysis on that vessel. Cross-reference with all known technologies. Nex's 4 arms moved in perfect synchronization across the organic control surfaces, his compound eyes reflecting the amber glow of the ship's neural pathways. Commander, the analysis is problematic. The vessel appears to utilize crude metallic construction, steel and titanium alloys. Its propulsion system relies on controlled chemical explosions rather than quantum fold drives. Zephys felt her breathing slits flutter with disbelief. Such primitive technology hadn't been used for millennia, not since the early days of galactic civilization. Are we looking at some kind of archaeological remnant? A derelict from the first expansion. Negative, Commander. The vessel shows clear signs of active systems. Life support is operational, though it's designed for a curious atmospheric mixture, primarily nitrogen and oxygen. The artificial gravity is generated by rotational force rather than gravitic manipulation. The alien warship hung in space before them, its angular design a stark contrast to the flowing, organic architecture of Confederation vessels. Where their ships grew from bioengineered cores that shaped themselves according to function, this craft looked assembled, bolted together with mechanical precision that seemed almost barbaric. There's something else, Commander, Nex continued, his voice carrying an edge of uncertainty that made Zephys' chromatophores shift to cautious yellow. The vessel's identification beacon is broadcasting in what appears to be linguistic patterns, but they don't match any known language in our databases. However, the mathematical sequences and star charts embedded in the signal, they reference Sol 3. Zephys felt her secondary heart skip a beat. Sol 3 was a myth, a legend from the earliest Confederation folklore. Ancient stories spoke of a blue world orbiting a yellow star, home to a species that had supposedly preceded all others in developing faster-than-light travel. But humanity, if the legends could be believed, had vanished before the first galactic civilizations had even achieved interplanetary flight. Impossible, she whispered. Humans are mythology, Nex. Children's stories about bipedal creatures who walked upright and had only 2 eyes. They're no more real than the eternal dragons of Andromeda Prime. Yet the evidence floated before them, defying everything she thought she knew about galactic history. The vessel's design matched the crude mechanical aesthetic described in the ancient texts. Its energy signature revealed the use of nuclear fusion, a power source so primitive that most species had abandoned it before achieving spaceflight. Commander, we're receiving a transmission, reported communications specialist Thyra, her telepathic tendrils glowing with the effort of processing the alien signal. The patterns are linguistic, but I'm detecting emotional undertones. Fear, curiosity, and determination. Whatever is aboard that ship, it's very much alive. Zephys made a decision that would reshape galactic understanding. Open a channel. Use the universal mathematical greeting protocols. If these beings are truly the mythical humans, then we may be witnessing the return of the galaxy's eldest children. As the first tentative communications began between 2 species separated by millennia of legend and silence, Zephys realized that sometimes myths had a way of becoming reality. The question now was whether humanity's return would fulfill the ancient prophecies of wisdom and guidance, or herald something far more complex than the simple stories had suggested. The stars themselves seemed to hold their breath as 2 impossible civilizations reached across the void toward understanding.